Let's see if we can get a more fundamental understanding of what it means to say that a negative number times another negative number should make a positive number. One of the things I'm going to argue is that we should think of multiplication as scaling, that this is the best real-world metaphor for what multiplication is. Imagine turning a volume knob up or down. That's multiplication. When we turn it up, we're multiplying by greater and greater numbers. If you imagine this on a number line, it's like we're stretching that number line out. Multiplying by 3 stretches it further than multiplying by 2 would. Multiplying it by 4 stretches it even further than that. Something interesting starts to happen though if we stretch it by smaller and smaller factors rather than larger and larger factors. At some point, of course, we generate a one-to-one scaling, where we scale whatever the original numbers were onto themselves, and this is what it means to multiply something by 1. This is why anything times 1 is itself. 1 is just the special scaling, or if you prefer, the special mapping that takes every number and just gives back that very same number. But we can scale by even smaller factors than 1. We can scale by fractions or decimals. And when we do that, we start to compress the number line. Rather than have those scalings or mappings go further away from where they were before, we see them approaching a particular number. In fact, as we continue this process, we eventually see that the entire number line collapses down to 0. So 0 becomes this special number where if we multiply anything by 0, it always returns 0. And the entire number line gets compressed down to this single point. Directionally speaking, what is this telling us to expect? Scaling by larger and larger numbers has us moving further away from 0. Everything is kind of speeding away from that special point. Scaling by smaller and smaller numbers has us approaching that special point of 0. But what happens if we push even further past that special point? We get multiplication by negatives. If we scale by something as simple as -1, what's going on the number line? Everything that was above 0 is now going to get mapped below 0. And similarly, everything that was below 0 is now going to get mapped above 0. It's that last bit that we mean when we say a negative times a negative is a positive. If you take some negative quantity and you scale it by a negative factor, you're not just stretching or compressing your number line, you are now flipping the entire number line around. This is why positive numbers times negative numbers become negative, and it's why negative numbers times negative numbers become positive. Many of you will know that even this is only a part of the story. If we extend our number line to be not just a number line, but a complex number plane, multiplication is going to show us scaling and it's going to show us rotation.